It's time to talk about whitelisting. So if you're new to NFTs and you haven't heard this term before, it's time to get familiar because whitelisting is the absolute best strategy to get into NFT projects at a cheap price with minimal competition, low gas, and almost guarantees a profit. Sounds ideal, right? Well, nobody said it was going to be easy. Welcome to this week's episode of NFTs Unlocked. Hello everyone, I'm Sam from NFTs Unlocked, and on this week's episode, we're going to be talking about how you can get on those coveted early access or otherwise known as whitelist spots for upcoming NFT projects. I'm going to share a few strategies you can use to get on these whitelists, as well as share a project that I'm really looking forward to and going to try and get on their whitelist as well. So please stay tuned to the end of the video. So first things first, the best strategy you can do to get on a whitelist is click that like and subscribe button. All jokes aside, if you're enjoying these video series, if you like what you hear today, please hit that like and subscribe button down below so more people can see this video. And if you're interested in asking us questions or talking about your own whitelist strategies, what you're looking forward to in the NFT space, please sound off in the comments. All right, so before we get started, we're gonna jump over to some analytics, talk about the NFT marketplace in general and kind of what's going on in the industry. So if we're looking here at OpenSea daily or OpenSea, if we're looking over here at OpenSea monthly volume, we can see here that January just ended as the most active, successful NFT month in history, right? They have $4.9 billion traded over the month of January. And if we scroll over to February, at the time of this recording, it's the 9th. So they're reporting 1.3 billion, right? And if we estimate that out for the rest of the month, now I know February's a couple days shorter, but it looks like they're not going to eclipse the almost $5 billion record of January, right? So there's been a bit of a slowdown when it comes to NFT trading. We look at daily volume here too. On 2/1, there was record highs, but ever since then, we've kind of slowly declined with a big spike on 2/7. But we still got the rest of February to go, but it looks like we're hitting a bit of a decline on the NFT marketplace, right? If we look over to total OpenSea active traders, we can see that huge spike kind of hit at the end of summer, August, September time, and that's still going up. But if we go over to OpenSea, right, let's take a look a little bit at the top NFTs trading prices, trading activity on OpenSea. So Karafuru just minted, I think last week. They're pretty high right here. But if we look at some of the other projects that were really high about a week ago, 2 weeks ago, like Azuki had a 15 ETH floor not too long ago. They're down to 10.4, looking at minus 67% in the last day or two. Bored Ape Yacht Club, they recently made news for having a 100 ETH floor. They're down to 92, and look, that's not a huge drop, but again, it's a drop nonetheless. We're looking at Doodles. They've dropped a little bit, right? They were over 15 ETH floor. They're down to 13.9. Let's look for a couple other big names here. Cool Cats is down to 11. They were at a 15 ETH floor not too long ago, pretty big. So it looks like we're starting to see a bit of a decline in the NFT marketplace, right? Probably gonna last maybe into February, March, and April we might see a recovery. But basically, like any cyclical market, NFTs aren't going to pump 24/7, right? Maybe the decline isn't as steep as another decline, but there's going to be peaks and valleys in this marketplace, right? There's going to be times when NFTs are reaching record high prices. There's going to be times when some of those prices go down low. But good for us if you're an NFT investor, right? Some of your holdings might go down a little bit, but it also provides a great opportunity to jump into a project you might have been priced out of earlier in the month, especially December, January time, right? So now back to whitelisting. Again, if you haven't heard this term, it's time to listen up. Whitelisting, getting on these whitelists is your single greatest asset when it comes to making a profit with NFTs. So if we go over to Binance Academy, there, Binance is a crypto trading platform. They refer to whitelist as a list of allowed and identified individuals, institutions, computer programs, or even cryptocurrency addresses. In general, whitelists are related to a particular service, event, or piece of information. As such, whitelists can present distinct meanings depending on the context they are used. And if we scroll down, finally, in blockchain and cryptocurrency environment, whitelists are either related to an initial coin offering events or to withdrawal addresses. Cryptocurrency projects may offer a whitelisting phase for investors that are willing to participate in the public sale of their tokens. Basically, this is just a way for you to get early access to an NFT drop. These lists are essentially just crypto wallet addresses that are reserved by a project that open up the mint early, right? So you're gonna mint before the rest of the public if you get on these lists, right? Usually you're minting at a lower price, a discount or something. You're also minting at a time when there's not a huge competition between other people looking to buy into this project, right? So gas fees are minimal. Sometimes whitelist spots are even open for an extended period of time, right? Like over a week. So you have a week to claim your NFT, meaning you can wait till 2 a.m. and pay very little in gas. There's no mad dash to get the NFT. You're clicking, you're refreshing, you're competing against thousands of people across the internet. It's a much more easy, seamless way. A lot of times these projects have public mints that end up not going through because the website crashes, the smart contract has a bug, they're attacked by bots because the public is just cramming to get into these projects. But if you're on the whitelist, you don't really have to worry about any of that. Now, let's talk a little bit how these whitelists are structured, how you can get on them, and some strategies we use to try and get on them as well. So typically, whitelists are given to early adopters of a project, right? Founders want to reward the earliest supporters. They're given through contests, giveaways, collaborations with other projects. It really depends on what the project decides to do. Recently, some projects have shifted to only allowing whitelist people to mint, right? No public mint at all. And people are spending hours and hours on the internet, on Twitter, on Discord, trying to get on these whitelist spots because it sometimes can mean life-changing money. Now, I'm gonna show you on the computer here a few examples of different projects using these mechanisms like giveaways, collaborations, things like that, and how they give away their whitelist spot. First up, we're going to talk about a project that I'm kind of interested in. It's called Mutant Shiba Club. If we look over here, we can see a little bit of artwork here, kind of what they look like, kind of cool. I'm interested in these. So if we look through their Twitter, here's a great example of what a whitelist giveaway would look like, right? Serum runs through our veins. 5 Mutant Shiba Club whitelist giveaway. Anyone can enter, right? So they ask you to follow the 4 founders, like and retweet the post, tag your pack below, tag a few friends, right? And they'll announce the winners at a later date, right? They have 11,000 responses, almost 12,000 retweets, and 12,000 likes, right? So a lot of engagement. It's kind of like a way for them to get their Twitter engagement up, get some promotion out of there, but this is what we're talking about how hard it is to get on these lists, right? 12,000 people are entering this basically, and they're giving away 5 spots. Here's a collaboration, right? This is a strategy that's 2 projects working together to give out whitelist spots. So Lost Donkeys is a project on the Magic ecosystem, if you ever heard about that. And they're giving 7 whitelist spots away for litter kittens. I've never heard of this project, but whatever, right? Like and retweet, don't comment, blah, blah, blah. Winner will be announced, right? So projects often partner with other projects to give away their whitelist spot. Again, another strategy for projects to get their name out there, their Twitter, more engagement, more posts, as well as people to try and get on these spots. Let me pull up Discord for you guys. And if we look at Random Character Collective, this is Invisible Friends Discord. They're part of this Random Character Collective. Their Invisible Friends is probably one of the most popular NFT projects that we've ever seen before. If you want to learn more, check out this video that we did on them last week. But you can see here on their Discord, they do announcements all about the early access list, how to do different collaborations. one thing they're doing is that Slim Hood and Mood Roller is another project, part of the random character collective, and if you own some of those NFTs, you get onto a whitelist, right? And they'll snapshot your wallet. You submit your wallet for snapshot. They look at the wallet. They see that it's in there, and then they put you on the whitelist spot. So sometimes holding other projects gets you onto these whitelist spots. So it's important to diversify your NFT portfolio where you can with the funds that you have, right? Don't stretch yourself too thin, just hoping to maybe get on a whitelist spot one day. So another great strategy that we see all the time, again, if we go over to Discord, is this is an interesting one, is called Rumble, right? So Lost Samurais is a project we've been following. Rumble is like it's a bot that they run through their Discord where you click to react to the emoji below, and then a bot will kind of like play out a fighting style simulation where you kill the other players or whatever happens, and at the end of the round, the last guy standing gets a whitelist spot. But again, look at this one. We have 524 people in there. Only one is getting that whitelist spot, right? They do it every so often, though, so you do have multiple chances to get on these. Staying with Lost Samurais, a lot of these projects do fan art challenges, right? So draw your favorite samurai or whatever, and we'll pick a winner, right? So here we go. We see all these people, drawing. Some are better than others. Drawing all these, it looks like Darth Vader with a pickle is some sort of theme here. They're drawing contests to get a whitelist spot, right? They pick 5, 10, whatever it is. So you can see here, that one's pretty good. Here's another one. Interfaces did this quiz here. We talked about Interfaces before. Great project, but there's no Discord. There's no nothing with them. Not a lot of information. Here they put out a quiz that asks a couple questions about the project, about NFTs in general. And again, like 200 people were drawn from winners of the quiz, I guess, if you score 100%. And like I said, people who create memes, art, interesting things that interact with their Twitter sometimes just get picked by the founders, right? They love what they see from somebody engaging with their community. Again, community is huge with NFTs, right? So people who are very active also often get chosen for these whitelist spots. But it's very, very hard, right? We got projects that have hundreds of thousands of people pining for these whitelist spots. It's hard. It takes a lot of time and effort to grind for these spots. And not everybody has that kind of time. So there you have it. There's a couple of strategies that you can use to get on these whitelist spots. We gave you some examples of projects that are doing some of these things. Now, it's important to always check the Discord or the Twitter of a project you're looking to get in the whitelist, right? A lot of times there's some complex rules where you have to fill out a Google form with your wallet address or somehow get notified, talk to an admin, DM some people on Twitter or Discord, right? It's a little complex. So always check the specifics of the project you're looking for. But there's another sneaky strategy you can use to get onto these whitelists, and that's content creation. If you're ever interested in, or if you are potentially going to be interested in creating a YouTube about NFTs, talking about crypto, kind of like what we do, sometimes projects will reach out for promotion in exchange for a whitelist. Now, we've never done anything like that. We try and stay as unbiased as possible, and if we ever did, we'd obviously let you know that we're, in cahoots with a partner or a project that we're talking about. But content creation is a great way for a mutually beneficial relationship for these projects to get promotion, as well as you get a whitelist spot. So if you're interested in doing that, that can be a great strategy as well. So thanks for making it this far, everyone. I promised I would talk a little bit about a project that we're looking at and some of the whitelist opportunities they're giving and what we're trying to do to get on this whitelist spot. So I think I mentioned this earlier in the video, but one project we're really keeping our eye on is Imaginary Ones, right? So if we go over to the Twitter here, you can see the Twitter. They don't have a Discord yet, so there's not a ton of information. But if we go to their website, very cool, very 3D rendering. Love the art here, kind of this kooky, like balloon, almost Dippin' Dots style with all kinds of different themes here. There's going to be 8,888. And here's a little animation of them walking around, which very, very cool. There's not a ton of utility left with these guys yet. We don't really know what they're going to do. Now they have a ton of Twitter interactions and a ton of collaborations, right? Ooh, look, I like this little Mario guy here. Ton of collaborations going on. So we think that they're going to have a lot of partnerships, right? So collabs with other projects that'll get you whitelist spots, get you airdrops, things like that. So that's what I'm looking for at this project right now. And now because they don't have a, oh, here we go. We can see roadmap, first drop community building, second drop brand collab. So there might be another drop if you're a holder. And then obviously metaverse. Little vague here, but we do like overall art style. They have a ton of Twitter followers, almost 240,000 Twitter followers right now, which is a lot for an NFT project, I would say. They're rumored to be dropping relatively soon, so February, March time. I know at least 2022, right? So I guess that could be a little bit longer, but we're keeping our eye on here. We're trying to get on the whitelist, right? They do a lot of contests and giveaways, so we're constantly interacting with them on Twitter, trying to get involved in the whitelist drop for these. As we like to always talk about, the founders here are really good, right? So here's Clement Chia, if I'm saying that correctly. She is a real established designer in the space, right? Has some serious big clients here, creator of imaginary ones. If we look at co-founder of Ofio, I guess, she's like a video producer, right? Animated video producer. All kinds of social media design here. Very cool. Very good stuff. And if we go over to Gentle Whale, he seems to be in cahoots with Clementine on Ofio.com. Again, I'm not sure if I'm saying that correctly, but they've been around for a while. They have a ton of followers. They look like they got some legit design background on them. So we really, really like this project. Could probably use a little bit more utility, but that's something we're going to be grinding for that whitelist. There you have it, folks. That's this week's episode of NFTs Unlocked. We talked all about whitelists, some strategies you can use to get on these whitelists, and even detailed a project that we'll be grinding for out there because we want early access for this one. Thanks for watching this week's episode of NFTs Unlocked. We talked all about how to get on those coveted whitelists, strategies you can use. We even talked about a project that we'll personally be grinding for because we want to get on that whitelist, right? If you liked this video, please click the like button. Please click the subscribe button. We really, really appreciate it, and we'll catch you next week.